Hey there, adventurers, and welcome back. In today's guide, we're continuing to go through the process of getting leveled up to 99. In today's video, our focus is going to be on Genkai 1 or G1. So if you are not level 50, or at least not relatively close to level 50, you need to get level 50 to be able to flag this quest. You can farm the items before level 50, but these mobs are going to be somewhat tough until you're basically 49 or higher. So pretty much you want to be as close to 50 as possible, if not 50, before starting to farm these items. It doesn't really matter what order you farm the items in, you just got to get all three, so let's jump right into it. So to start, you want to go to Garlaige Citadel. You can access the Citadel by zoning out to Saramoog Champagne from Port Juno. From there, you would want to make your way to G11, and that'll zone you into the Citadel. Once you are in the Citadel, you want to proceed forward and keep going until you see a room that you can go in on your right, the very first room. You should find a triple question mark in the room. Go ahead and click it, and this will give you a key item. This is going to allow you to get past the banishing gate so you can proceed further into the Citadel so we can actually get the item off of the mob. So now that you got the key item to get past the banishing gate, now you want to head to the banishing gate. So make your way to I-9 and then just click directly on the banishing gate and the door will open and move on through. If you don't want to fight your way through all the mobs here, you will require sneak to be able to make it around, because at this point you're going to be aggroing pretty much every mob along the way. Now that you've made it past the first banishing gate, you just want to make your way around to the other side of the room. It's really a big square, but be aware that there are two NMs that frequently pop here. One is Old Two Wing and the other is Skewer Sam. Old Two Wing will link and aggro to sound if you don't have sneak up, and Skewer Sam will aggro to sight. Around level 50, you can take these mobs with trust. However, you would want to make sure your trusts are fully rested and you're not like half beaten up from another fight to have a decent chance of taking them. So once you've made your way around to the other side of the room, should be about G8 and heading east. Head down that hallway and it should get like you're kind of going into like a cave or cavern. Just keep proceeding through there and you should eventually come out, if you keep heading east, to a split where one is going to go south and one is going to go north. Basically, you are looking for bomb-type mobs called exploders. You could go either north or south to find these, although if you go south, there's a lot other variety of mobs you have to deal with, so I recommend that you go north to try and take these guys. Plus, there's a decent gap that you can actually pull the mobs back, so you don't really have to worry about other types of aggro, but don't pull it too far back because then there will be some bats that you might aggro. So, a few things to note about bombs. First, bombs are Arcana type mobs, which means they aggro to magic. So, if you are a mage type at this point, be very careful trying to pull them by casting magic on them, because you very well might have a few extra bombs come and attack you if you do that. Also, there are some giant pots in the room. These are Arcana also, and they will also aggro to magic if you are in range. You can typically pull one casting magic if you are as far back as possible casting on it and making sure there are no other ones close to it, and you can typically get a clean pull. I would honestly, though, recommend that you run up and hit one and then pull it back somewhat to engage, just to make sure you're not getting any unadded adds. Also, they do aggro to sight, so as long as another one doesn't see you, it shouldn't be a problem. Or you could run up so just one sees you and then run back and then engage it. The next thing to note about bombs is that they do explode. So you kind of want to be careful, because if it readies self-destruct and explodes, it very well might kill you with it. self-destruct's damage is going to determine how much HP it has when it self-destructs. The more HP, the more damage it's going to do. If you are concerned about getting blown up, you can engage your trusts on it and then move way back. So that way, if it does explode, it'll blow up and kill your trusts, but it won't hit you and you will still live, and then you can just resummon trusts and then pull another one. You do have a chance of getting the drop if it self-destructs, so there's no harm in really doing this. Once you've acquired the bomb coal, you're done here and you're ready to move on to the next zone. So the next drop we're going to go over is in Crawler's Nest. To get to Crawler's Nest, if you exit Lower Juno, you'll end up in Rollenberry Fields. From there, if you make your way all the way down to F13 is where the entrance to Crawler's Nest is. So once you get into Crawler's Nest, you pretty much just want to keep heading straight. There will be some twists and turns, but just head straight the whole way until you get to a giant room where you have to drop off a cliff. Once you're in this room, there should be a tunnel on the south side that's the westernmost tunnel that's going south. You'll know it's the right tunnel because you should see hornflies and exorays. This is the tunnel where you're going to want to try and farm the exoray mold. So at this point, just pretty much focus burning down all the exorays until you get an exoray mold, and then you're ready to move on to the next zone. The last item we need to obtain is in the Eldieme Necropolis. To get there, you want to go ahead and zone from Upper Juno out to Battaglia Downs. Once there, you can find the zone into the Necropolis at I-10. So once you zone into the Necropolis, make sure you immediately put up sneak. There is a ton of undead in here that aggravates the sound, and also do whatever you can to make sure you stay in white HP, because if you drop into yellow HP, there's a good chance you're going to have a ton of mobs just start wailing on you, and then you're very likely going to die. So at this point, just go ahead and go straight ahead until you come to a room where it splits to go north and south. You can technically go either way, but I personally like going south. Once you go there, just continually follow the path straight, and you should eventually come to a room that kind of has like a big door. This is where you should be able to find a lich in the room. Go ahead and pull them, and you're just going to keep killing liches until you get the paper. If the door happens to be closed, you can just go back a little ways and then head to the middle room. So if you went south, you'd want to go north. If you happen to go north, you'd want to then go south. Once you're in that room, be careful not to step on any of those middle kind of ash looking things in the ground. There's a chance you could potentially fall through. But once you're in that room, you want to go ahead and head to H8 and go ahead and hit the switch. Be careful, because right before you get in that room, there is a bomb that does aggro to sight and magic. Once you hit the switch, you can just head back, and then the door should be open and the path should be clear to go all the way around. If you need to, you can just keep following the path around in case you get unlucky on the drop rate. You should typically get the drop within 2 to 3 kills, but in the event that you don't, just continually following the path around, going pretty much in a straight line, only having to divert to go hit the switch. If you happen to be on the west side and you get locked out, there is another switch at G8 that you can hit. Once you have the ancient papyrus, you're ready to go back and break your level so that way you can level past level 50. So to go to the NPC that allows you to break your level cap, head back to Juno and then go to Rualud Gardens. At this point, head to H5 and go talk to Matt. Once you are done talking to him, trade him the 3 items, and the quest is now completed. Make sure you remember this NPC, because you need to come back to him and do a different quest every 5 levels to continually break your level cap until you get up to level 99. While you do have to be level 50 to do G1, you only need to be level 51 to do G2, level 56 to do G3, and so on. So you only need to be one level over the level cap to flag the next quest. The reason this is important to note is if you come back to him and you are at your XP limit where you can't accumulate any more XP, or very, very close to that, once you've cleared and broken the limit, you can immediately go into your Records of Eminence and flag to clear the quest for Genkai, which will give you XP and then immediately push you up to the next level, and then you can flag the next quest. So congratulations for completing the first limit break. It should feel good to get past it and ready to move on to the next step. At this point you can go back to leveling and working on getting up to level 55. And that about wraps up this video. We will continue this walkthrough and go over G2 in the next video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel. And as always, may you have success in all you do.